All right. So I didn't answer these here, but I did over here. Let me pull it up here. All right, here's some multiple choice. You are offered a job in another city and you are not familiar with that city. You want to learn about the schools, neighborhoods, housing, transportation, and other quality of life issues in the city. If you could only pick one, where would you go for the widest range of information? Now, this is something that is subjective, but I did give you a specific reading and lecture on this information. And if you read it, if you went through the material, then it hopefully would be clear uh, where I'm going with this. And I tried to be very careful in my questions. So you're looking for a widest range of information, both positive and negative. Is the Better Business Bureau going to give you all of that? No. They're only about customer complaints and rating companies based on customer experience. What about the police or sheriff? Are they going to give you everything about quality of life issues? No. They've got crime statistics, they know about neighborhoods, they can give you some valuable information in some cities, in other cities not so much, but that one doesn't work either. The Chamber of Commerce, what do? Their job is all about selling the local city, the local business community, and the focus is really on bringing people in. They tell you all the good stuff, not both positive and negative. You're not going to get the negative from the Chamber of Commerce. Local newspaper websites are, or excuse me, yeah, local newspaper websites. Are they going to give you everything? Maybe, but what about schools? Are you going to be able to pull out information on schools? Maybe, if you're lucky. The newspapers get down into the detail of talking about different neighborhoods? Not really. If you read them long enough, you might find some of this information, but it'd be really hard to get this kind of information from newspapers. Newspapers are kind of a snapshot shotgun approach where you get little bits and pieces of stories about an area. You don't really get more than the flavor, the concept. You start to pick up on things if you read enough stories, but they're not a great research place for something like this. And that only leaves one: realtors. A good realtor can talk to you about all kinds of things. That's part of their job. They're going to sell you a home or set you up with a lease in an apartment or condominium. Um, they need to talk to you about where your kids might go to school, what neighborhoods have different pros and cons, and all kinds of things. That's what realtors do. Their main job is to make money, but the good ones will give you all this information. So I won't do that much detail on the rest of these questions, but you get the idea. So if you specifically want to know about customer complaints, that is the Better Business Bureau, B. You want to learn about a range of other businesses in the area, the shopping, transportation, recreation, and other positive things. Who are the cheerleaders for a local city or county? The local chambers of commerce are the ones, they're like business cheerleaders to bring people in and bring other businesses in. And they tell you all the wonderful things to come here for a vacation, come here, move here, bring your business here. They want to encourage people to come. That's their job. That's their purpose. And so that's where you would go for those kinds of positive information. What does this area have that makes me want to go there? The next one, if you want to know general interest information and community interest stories. I think the key word that I threw in there was stories. That's all about the paper. If I want to look up and I find stories about a company, where am I going to find stories about a company? I'm going to go to the local newspaper, type in the name of the company, and see if I can find stories about that company. Right? I'm researching a company, find out where the different locations are for that company, where's the major headquarters, where's home for their executives, and look up in the area where you want to work and the corporate headquarters, and bingo, focus on the newspapers in those cities or towns, doing a little bit of research on the newspaper websites. 21, I think everybody got that one right. I don't remember for sure, but each of us defines success in a slightly different way. Despite these differences, there are several things you must know, create, and do in order to successfully achieve our goals. Which of the following is not one of the key or main keys to success? Knowing who you are, knowing what you want, creating a vision of the future, making an action plan to reach your goals. Well, all of them are keys to success. Kind of the basic fundamental concept of some of the initial lectures that you should have watched. Next one's a little bit more tricky. The next set of questions, but let's look at something real quick here. The success now on this chapter 2 success, you should have seen this. View, zoom, and let's go through these really quickly. What are the foundation skills? Reading, writing, math, computer competency, and job specific skills. The basics. What should you come to any job already having? You should know how to read, write, basic math, basic computers, and whatever else is required for that job. If it's a welding job, you need at least basic welding, right? If it's doing some sort of laboratory work, you don't need basic welding. So job specific skills are important. But reading, writing, math, computer, you need that for everything. Interpersonal skills, understanding personality types, learning styles, teamwork, communication. How do you interact with other people? How do you function with other people in groups, one-on-one, communicating, etc. Information skills. This isn't about communication specifically. This is about finding information. Anybody can Google a billion things in a matter of minutes. The important thing is finding relevant information, summarizing that information, organizing it, reporting on it, storing it, being able to take all of this information, this noise of information that we are in this information age, and somehow finding what's relevant, organizing it in some way, reporting it to your boss, storing it for future use. That's about information. How do you take this huge noise of the information age, the computer age, the internet age, and make it useful? Systems and technology skills, understanding the big picture. If I were looking up from above, how does my department work? How does my company work? How does my company interact with other companies? How does the industry work? All of these things, very, very important concept in terms of understanding the main technologies and interactions. So, for example, a salad plant like Fresh Express, how do they function? Well, their main technology is specialized bagging with special bags and atmospheres and machines that allow salad to be pre-cut and stay shelf stable with refrigeration until the consumer eats it. That's the main technology. And when technologies change, we have to change, but it's the big picture. What are the main technologies? It's not about the computers. It's really not. So people see systems and technology and think it's all about computers. Well, yeah, every company needs certain computer information, but that's not the key. That's not the point of this. And then resource skills. What are the resources? Resources are money, time, people, human resources, and just the stuff, the equipment, the buildings, the cars, the tools, the things that you need to run your business, whatever that business might be. And do you efficiently use the resources of the company? And then your personal qualities, personal ethics. You've got a good attitude, punctuality, professionalism, turning off the cell phone when you're not supposed to be using it, etc. Are you responsible, trustworthy? All of those things. Those are personal qualities. So let's look at this. Managing a department budget. Managing a budget. What is a budget? The money you have to spend, the resources you have to operate your department. That's all about money, managing money. Yeah, there's a little bit of foundation skills in there, but no. Writing a clear, concise email or memo. That's basic writing. Can you write? Reading, writing, math, computers. That's foundation skills. Now, I have here in red interpersonal skills because I accept that as well. Which reminds me, I got to go back and double check on that one. I may have missed. I'll run back through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. If you got B and I marked it as wrong, you didn't get a point for that. It'll be marked wrong if you got B, but look and see if you have a point. If you mark B and don't have a point, let me know. Because I can understand how you would check B. It is an interpersonal skill as well. But I was trying to word this in a way that really put it to a foundation skill. It's about writing. What about working on teams? That definitely is an interpersonal skill. Teams is the foundation of interpersonal skills. B. The next one, negotiating a new contract with a client. This one can be a harder one. What is it to negotiate with somebody? To negotiate, you've got a new client and you're trying to negotiate the terms of a new contract, a new business deal. That is interpersonal skills. To negotiate is about talking to somebody to find what they need, to work with that person to come up with the terms of some sort of contract or deal. What about 26? Understanding how your department or team operates. I just discussed that in detail. That is the systems and technology skills, the 40,000 foot view of your company department. Organizing and maintaining files. Again, that's exactly what I just said about information skills. Demonstrating effective time management. Time is the key. What are resources? Money, people, time, and stuff. Those are the 4 resources that you have to work with in any company. And if you manage or use time effectively, that is a demonstration of resource skills. What about work ethic? That's a personal quality. Understanding and using the inventory system. Now, as I described it in the lecture, the inventory system is a foundational concept for any company. Your inventory is everything you have. Every company depends on this. So I was trying to push you towards systems and technology skills, but you could also say, well, that's a computer skill. That's a foundation skill. So again, just like I said before, I technically am accepting two different answers. So for number 30, if you marked A, it will be marked wrong, but take another look. If you marked A and you have 1 point, that means I went back and I corrected it. If you don't have a point for A, that means I made a mistake. I missed it, but I'm going to double check real quick and hopefully make sure I don't miss any. Summarizing several papers on a single topic, well, that's about information, finding information and summarizing and reporting that. So summarizing information, relevant information, that is an information skill. Showing up to work on time, that's a personal quality, being punctual. Doing the math to figure out how to mix a chemical, that is a foundation skill. Reading, writing, math, computers, and job-specific skills. And then we have from the My Skills assignment, you are required to write at least 1 page describing your skills and attributes. In the space below, describe at least 3 current skills that you have to offer for your chosen career pathway. For each one, explain how this skill may be used in the workplace. So again, this is about following instructions mostly. I do want things listed so it's easy to identify 1, 2, and 3. So A, 1, 2, and 3. Give me 3 things. And do it. A, 1, 2, 3. And explain. What did I say here? Explain. That means I need more than just 2 or 3 words in a bulleted list. I need you to explain what these skills that you have. What do you have? There is no right or wrong answer. This is following instructions. What skills do you have? I can't verify or dispute that. So I'm more about, did you follow the instructions and give me something that sounds like you thought about it? That's how I gave you your points for this question. 8 points, 2 points each for these skills, plus 2 points for B, 1 skill that you want to improve. That's worth another 2 points. And if you really gave me a good explanation and you gave me good skills, you followed the instructions well, and I really liked that you explained things carefully and completely, then I gave you 9 or 10 points rather than just the 8. There was a little bonus for this question. Again, no wrong answers, just maybe you didn't put effort into it or follow instructions. This one is about instructions and effort. And you've already seen this in my answer key that I'm showing you right now. I have all of that there. So that is it. That is midterm number 1. And you will see this information again on midterm number 2 and the final exam. All of my tests are comprehensive.